Super Smash Bros. Melee. It's a game where you may lay a finger on your opponent so you can get a one-up advantage in a fight. And you have characters from the Nintendo roster like Mario, Peach, Bowser, DK, Yoshi, Fox, Pikachu, Captain Falcon, and plenty more. And you are going to want to choose one of your favorite fighters from the Nintendo series, and you're going to clash against a total of 3 other players. And throughout your time playing, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to be unlocking characters. Whether you boot up one of the one-player modes or the versus melee modes, you are going to be presented with a character roster with a bunch of question marks underneath them. That is going to indicate a couple of characters for you to unlock. Now, unlike the first game, Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64, this game has 11 characters, and you got plenty of characters like Pichu, Mewtwo, Roy, Marth, Ganondorf, and plenty more. A total of 11 awesome fighters that you can unlock in many different routes or avenues. And one of those characters that you can unlock would be Jigglypuff. To do so, you're either going to want to go into classic mode or adventure mode and just complete the journey. Once you do that, you are going to encounter Jigglypuff. Or you're going to do it a different way. The way that I ended up unlocking Jigglypuff being 50 versus mode matches. If you are to unlock Jigglypuff going through the classic or adventure mode, it is going to take an estimated 10 to 12 minutes. Versus if you try to do it in the melee versus mode and you set the timer, which is already set to 2 minutes, you have an estimated hour and 45 minutes to unlock Jigglypuff. It's going to take a very long time. So there's multiple ways, multiple avenues, 11 characters, but I set out to do it with the versus mode, only mode. And the way I got around this is one of the features that it has in melee mode, where you get to choose a different type of fighting. So you have types of fighting such as the time fighting, where a timer counts down. Sometimes there is a coin battle, where there is a timer, but you have to collect the most coins. And then there is the stock battle, where you have a certain amount of lives. So for example, you might have a total of 3 lives to start out. If the opponent knocks you off, then you are going to have 2 lives, and then once you have 0 lives, the match is over. You might already know this. You might be a Melee savant. You might be wondering to yourself, Jimmy, why are you explaining Melee? I already understand the process. Well, there's still people out there who will find this video and may not have a clue what this game is, or maybe their parents never bought it for them as a kid, so they never got an opportunity to play it. Throughout my time playing, I unlocked a couple of characters in my very first playthrough of a few hours. I unlocked Jigglypuff, Dr. Mario, and Pichu, where Jigglypuff was 50 versus matches, Dr. Mario was 100 versus matches, and Pichu was 200 versus matches. And it took me an estimated 3 hours to unlock these 3 characters. Once the live stream was done, I ended up coming back an estimated week later to continue the challenge, where I had to unlock Falco, Marth, Young Link, and Ganondorf, where Falco was 300 versus modes, Marth was 400, Young Link was 500, and Ganondorf was 600 versus matches. It took a long time, so the estimated time that we have right now is barely over 6 hours. I then came back the following day to do the exact same thing for the remaining cast. And the next day, within a 5-hour time frame, I ended up unlocking Mewtwo, Luigi, Roy, and Mr. Game & Watch, where Mewtwo was 700 versus matches, Luigi was 800 versus matches, Roy was 900 versus matches, and Mr. Game & Watch was 1000 versus matches. It was miserable. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. I had to take 11 hours of my life and dedicate it to unlocking these characters the long way, the hard way, the worst way possible. And when I started the challenge, it didn't seem like a very hard thing to take on. It seemed like this was going to be something that I could breeze through. But over time, everything just got worse and worse and worse. Doesn't mean that I was losing a bunch, it just meant that it was taking forever to go through the versus mode. That's why people will tell you the easiest way to unlock characters is the main method that it takes. Now, some characters would take no effort at all to unlock them. You have characters like Dr. Mario and Jigglypuff that you would get within your first playthrough of playing the game. And for characters like Pichu and Ganondorf, you're going to have to play a specific event match. We already know this, but it's a lot easier of a time frame to unlock than trying to go through versus mode. But even to unlock someone like Mr. Game & Watch the traditional way, you're going to want to play classic or adventure mode with every character, and even if it is an estimated 10 minutes for a classic mode, it's still 4 hours versus an 11-hour estimated time span. That's such a difference in time that by the time you unlock him, you're only going to get to maybe Falco, or if you're lucky, Marth when it comes to playing the versus mode. It's a long time and a tedious process. But when I did this challenge and I unlocked every single character, I felt a wave of emotions just rush through me. It felt amazing, and at the same time it felt like a weight was lifted off of my back, because not a single person that I know of wants to or would ever dream of taking on this terrible challenge. It really is not fun at all. You have to do this for what? Even if you say it's 0.00 seconds in game time because you run off the screen, you still have an estimated 15 seconds of that interaction. And then multiply that 15 seconds by 1,000, and that's how long it's going to take if you're good at speedrunning. And you got to be lucky too. And even if you hit the start pause button when you are on the stage select screen, you're going to get stages that are going to be a little bit tougher to fall to your death as soon as possible. And even if you are amazing at speedrunning and you go perfect, or what you claim to be perfect, on falling off the stage 1,000 times, this is not a challenge that can get done in under 7 hours. And if you are somebody who wants to unlock characters in Melee, I am telling you, I'm suggesting to you, I'm warning you, do not play the versus mode 1,000 times. You're going to waste a minimum of 8 hours of your life, or even more, depending on how long it takes you if you are a speedrunner or if you are just casually playing for fun. You are going to spend 8+ hours of your life unlocking these characters. Unless you're a speedrunner, then go fuck yourself. I don't think you can do it. I'll give you $100 if you do it better than 7 hours.
What's up? I'm assuming you ain't never seen a Mexican Yoshi before. Well, check it out. We got Cube and Mario.
¡Oye, come